All right, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Detention with me, the host. CJ's back because he likes to pop in every once in a while.
Listen, work's a thing.
Work
Not
is the
having
thing.
consistent
You work so
schedules.
sporadically. They're just like, all right, here's your full
Yeah.
time schedule, and I'm like, all right,
Yep.
gotta base my life around this. But we're doing something special today. We have a real person guest. That's not to say
Not the
that
normals.
Shay and Alex aren't real people, but I gotta fight Alex right now. But that's beside the point. Introduce yourself, guest.
All right, man. So I am the one and only, and yes, there is like another person with the name on Twitch, but I am the one and only Urban Maverick Hunter, Mega Man 088. And yeah,
Do you say the whole thing? Urban Maverick Hunter Mega Man 088?
look, I gotta make it spiffy, man.
That's a
I gotta
lot.
make it spiffy, dude. Here's the deal. The reason why I say that is because there's more than one Mega Man 088 on Twitch,
I feel you.
and so I gotta let the people know, like, hey, I am who
I was
am.
just curious. I just wanted to know if like you got the whole title with it. Like on the video, is it going to be a Mega Man 088 or is it Urban Maverick
Hey,
Hunter Mega
dude,
Man
that's
up for
088?
you to
Dude,
decide.
all I know is that's how I gotta introduce myself, man.
Fair enough. So this actually came about because you made a video saying you want to talk to people, and I'm like, hey, I want to push my podcast more because fuck Let's Plays right now. Other than the one I'm spending so much time working on when ready to pull my hair out.
Well,
So, yeah,
I
here we
mean,
are.
yeah, like we're here and we're doing this, and honestly, the whole reason why I even asked the question is because I noticed there's like a reoccurring trend on Twitter. Oh, well, not Twitter, but Twitch. And I think I found myself asking this question because there was a point where I was questioning my own motives. And I was not only questioning my own motives, but I was questioning a lot of other people's motives. But then again, there's some few who are in it just for the money, but there are genuine few who do this for the love of the game. And I really wanted to know, like, I wanted to get to know people, whether they are partnered on Twitch, YouTube, DLive.tv, Mixer, doesn't matter. I wanted to know from the person, directly who is playing the game, exactly what got them into gaming, and then from there, like what type of games they like to play and all that stuff right there. So really, the whole hashtag, I'm trying to see something, that just, it popped in my head one day, and I'm like, I'm gonna use that on the video. And that's where that whole thing just kind of came into play.
And now we making a video.
Yo,
Yeah.
Because I had to get on Twitter at that exact moment in time and go, oh, what's this? Click. Oh, okay.
Also, I like how you sent me that message at normal people hours, and I responded at fucking dead me hours.
Listen,
That's fair.
I understand you have a significant other that's 3 hours behind us, so everything you do, I'm just like, well, he does that in California time, so yeah. He'll see it.
It's lots
some
of fun
point.
staying up until
Yeah,
9
I'm
a.m.
on the West Coast, man.
So who wants to go first?
Well,
We're gonna start with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
just put me on the spot.
We're gonna start with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put me
You're
on
up
the
first.
spot. Okay, fine. So
You're
I
up first,
guess
and
you
I'm
could
gonna ask you
say-
each a question afterwards. So you both gonna have individual questions you're gonna think about after too.
Oh god.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Participating is scary.
And no, it's fine, dude. I'm actually prepared for this one because I got a lot to say. Well, I think I do, but we'll see. But what got me into gaming was my older brother, Dante. He's back in Wisconsin right now. I can remember from like the tender age of either 4 or 5. I remember playing Street Fighter 2 with him on the Sega Genesis, and he used to beat me at it every time. He never really taught me how to play the game. So I remember one day I said I'm going to try to learn how to play the game, and as soon as I learned how to play that game, he wouldn't want to play me because I spent so much time on it that I figured out how to beat him. So, we move on to Super Nintendo when it first came out, and, he got Killer Instinct. Again, he did the same thing to me. He would sit there and tell me to come play the game with him. He would beat me, wouldn't tell me how to play. Spent enough time on the game when he was, at school, and he would come home. I'd be like, okay, I'm ready to play you. He wouldn't want to play me, And I'm like, what in the world? Like, you want to beat me at this game, and then don't even give me a run back. I'm like, this is like pre-arcade days for me, basically. You know, it's like I sit there and I get beat, and he wouldn't want to play me. So I'm like, whatever. But I think what truly got me to love games, what really got me into gaming, was when I played Mega Man 2. And yes, I did skip Mega Man 1 because he didn't get Mega Man 1 when it first dropped. So that was all on him. But it was basically from there on, it was Mega Man 2. And then I started going off into, like, you know, Super Mario Brothers 2, 3. I went and started playing games like F-Zero, Star Fox, the whole 9, basically, you know. But I guess you could say for me, like what got me into gaming was playing Mega Man. Like, it was the challenge that really kept me coming back for more. So just for me, it was like a bunch of platformers that kind of got me started. But if I'd be lying to myself if I said that Final Fantasy really wasn't like my one true love. Like, my love for RPGs extends far beyond platformers pretty much at this point, as you can, you know, plainly see. I mean, I've been playing Final Fantasy games for like pretty much half of my life, and this is a funny story too, but I'll get into it later, you know. But yeah, like I got my start in gaming with Mega Man, but I truly started loving gaming as a whole because of Final Fantasy 7. Like that was my game, like, first and foremost. And from there, it was I don't know, it was from up. It went on up from there.
Fam, why you set that bar so high? I can't compete with that.
I'm sorry.
Bro, what?
Set that bar high as fuck.
Yo, you told a life story and you're like, man, I can't compete with life stories. What the hell is this?
Also, side note, Mega Man Zero is not significantly older, but he's got a few years on me and CJ, so... he straight up dated himself, and I was like, oh, right, I forgot.
It's under 10 over 5.
It's like, dang, you trying to make me feel old?
Aren't you 27?
You know, they say 30 is the new 20, right?
Oh my god, are you really?
I told you. He's over 5, under 10.
Yeah.
I forgot. I was like, yeah, he's 27. Yeah, my brain's like, yeah, just make up a number.
Look, I get either 27, I get either 25, but it really depends on whether or not I got all of this going on, you know, facial hair. Like, if I have like a really untrimmed, unclean beard, and people tend to think I'm like, you know, old as far as like, you know, like 30, 40 and stuff. Yeah, man, but I'm like, if I shave, then I'm getting either like in the mid 20s, like dead ass. That's just how I do it, man.
My boss the other day was not even completely sure that I was anything under 30 because I had a full beard, and then I trimmed it and shaved it a little bit, and she was just like, oh, you're like 20 something, aren't you? And I'm like,
oh wait, the new one or the old one?
Both of them. Specifically, the new one thought that I was like 33, and then I trimmed up the beard. And
I can't wait to walk into your shop and just be like, all right, I'm gonna start being a nigga, and your boss is gonna be like, who is this person? And be like, hi, CJ. You just casually, hi. It's gonna be great.
All right. So the question for Mega Man: what is, even if it was gifted to you, what is the first system and game pair that you received on your own that is yours, and what significance does that have to everything you just said?
Wow, that is a really tough question, and yet at the same time, I'm confident enough in my answer. So my first gaming package, that was my own, that I didn't have to share with anybody else, well, if you're not counting little brothers, of course, was the Nintendo 64. My first game my first games on the Nintendo 64. And I don't even know if people will remember these, but I'm gonna take y'all back. My first games were F-Zero X and Diddy Kong Racing. BSU not.
Yo,
my
Diddy
first
Kong Racing was garbage. I hated it so bad.
Oh my god, dude! Let me tell you,
it was
right
great,
now,
but it had that bullshit sling.
That game, like the game's bull, goes beyond Mario Kart and even Crash Team Racing. Oh my god! Like, see, I complained about Mario Kart 8. I complained about Crash Team Racing, but none of that stuff compares to Diddy Kong Racing's BS, okay?
It's the slingshot, man.
Exactly. I'm
Cause like
like,
it's like
dude.
rubber banding, but to the max. They'd be like an eighth, and then randomly like you'll have Donkey Kong or somebody just slingshot forward like they were fired out of a cannon, and you're like, homie, what type of speed? What is going on?
Exactly my point. And I'm just like, dude, what is this noise? So I'm just like, yeah, like those were my two games ever that was gifted to me, and it was on Christmas actually. I had this happen to me on Christmas. My little brother, he ended up with the PlayStation 1 and Gex Enter the Gecko. I don't know if anybody remembers that
Yeah.
game.
Yo, I
That
still
was a
got that
fun
disc.
game to play. I ended up beating that game before him, and he got mad at me for it. I'm like, well, ain't my fault you can't figure it out. You know, I
That
just
stuff
happen to
was
have an
evil.
extensive background in platformers, you know, and Gex was technically a platformer if you want to go there. But hey, I beat it. You know, like that was like one of my first games I beat on PlayStation, besides like Final Fantasy VII. But yeah,
That makes me feel bad because I had Diddy Kong Racing on DS, which is significantly easier. I'm
ooh,
like,
you know what?
yeah,
You know what? Yeah, I remember that. I remember playing that, and I'm like, how come this couldn't be like this on the 64, man? Like, what is this noise, man? Like, what? What?
we have to appeal to the children.
Yeah, you know, because you know, kids they
Think of
tend
the
to get mad.
kids.
Yeah, you know, the kids get mad. They throw temper tantrums and they tend to throw DSs and stuff and they break them, and then the parents will punish them, and then they'll wait like maybe a couple months to go buy them another one. That's how it used to be, at least.
Months. It was, hey, go find a way to buy your own. And I'm like, all right, bye.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. That's another story for another time too. But I guess you could say I ended up buying my own PlayStation 1 at one point. This was during summer, of course. I had bought this right before I started like high school, actually. Well, actually, no. This is like right after my freshman year. Actually, I take it back. So yeah, it was after my freshman year. I bought my PlayStation 1 of my own, and this was because of my uncle Michael, God rest his soul. He was working for this newspaper company at one point, and he had took me, my little brother, with him, and we were running papers for him like all morning. You know, we got paid a lot of money too. So I'm like, I'm about to put this to use. So I went to this local gaming store, had a brand spanking new PlayStation, and with it, they had Final Fantasy VII, the original copy, not the greatest hits one. And I'm still mad I don't have it to this day. But yeah, that was like my first ever purchase of my own, with my own money, of course. And I tell you right now, like I said before, you know, like my love for Final Fantasy VII extends beyond anything I've ever played before, because not only was I able to buy that on my own, but I got through that game. And by the end of it, I'm like, you know what, I want more. So needless to say, I ended up playing 8, 9, 10, and then the whole shebang. I even played the original first 6 games. So yeah, my love for Final Fantasy is up there. It's next to Mega Man. Well, Mega Man X and Mega Man Zero. So yeah, now you know.
Still can't compete with that. Like, fuck.
I'm
Well,
sorry
kinda.
if I set the bar too high,
Maybe.
boys.
All right, do I have the same question, CJ?
You know what? I got one for you. So, what was first game that ever made you throw your controller?
Are you talking to me or him?
I'm talking to both of you. I really want to know, and then I'll tell you both what the game was for me. Okay, but yeah, like this is for both of you. Like, what was the
I have a
first
very
game that
surprising
ever made you?
response.
Oh, oh,
I've never thrown a controller.
wow! You never
I've
thrown a controller.
Even funnier is the fact of I play Dark Souls to calm down. Like I've never thrown a controller.
Wow.
I've never spiked a controller. I've accidentally like dropped them by like it's setting on my lap and then it starts vibrating and it falls off. But I've never actually thrown a controller.
Okay.
And Cameron can attest to that.
The only
Wow.
controller that's like truly been broken at his house was when Nathan spilled Pepsi on the one controller, and
Oof.
ooh, I've never seen Nathan look
Oof.
so panicked. And I'm like, I'll fix it. Don't worry about it. And it's like, this is
Oof.
you gotta buy a new controller, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, I had a
Fine.
warranty on it, so it didn't really bother me. I buy warranties just
Wow.
in case of accidents and stuff like
My
that happen.
my favorite part was what happened. I was like, the controller got thirsty, and you look so confused. You knew what had happened, but you
It's
wanted
because it
to know
happened
how it
while I
got
was
there.
asleep, and then like I just looked over on my desk and I'm like, how did this even occur? What did
Listen,
y'all do?
Nathan was a big man back then. Not like Glenn size big, but he was still fairly big.
I think Cameron's
Wow.
possibly spiked the controller though. He's played some pretty infuriating games. I've played some, but I think the stuff that he plays is not like it's not like this game was made to be difficult. No, the stuff that he played is like this game is just a little bit
Stupid. This
jank on
game's
controls
stupid.
or
I really want
God,
to know
learn
what
some
the game
better
was.
programming. I
I
don't
wanna know
think
what the
I've,
game was.
I've never thrown. Okay, a controller I haven't thrown because they're too fucking expensive. I
Yeah.
have thrown my Game Boy on the bed after.
Okay, okay.
Trying to
I'm about to
figure
say
out
on the floor. Oh my god.
Oh no. We've all played.
Kobe
both-
spike it to the floor.
Nah, fam. I need my game. I needed my Game Boy. I still got it somewhere. I think it's
Ooh,
probably in the
nice.
drawer. But yeah, trying to figure out Ice Path as a 6-year-old. I'm like,
Oh, screw that.
hey, Pokemon, you gotta tell me how
Screw
this
that.
works. I don't understand. My cousin's like, what do you
Well-
mean? I'm like, I'm 6.
Well, I'll
Ice,
tell you what. 'Cause
I should be able to melt the ice. And he's like, that's not
Right.
No.
Like, you should be able to call out your fire Pokemon and melt the ice. I get what you're talking about, yeah. But I'll add to that because I remember playing Pokemon Red. That was like my first Pokemon game, and I don't want to hear no crap because I know people were like on the whole Pokemon Blue thing. I'm like, no. Charmander was where it was at. I love Charmander. I still
Facts.
to this fucking day. Charizard is the best.
Fire starters.
I repeat. Charizard is the best fucking fire starter ever in Pokemon history, and I will fight anybody on this. Anybody. So whoever want it, they can come get it from your boy. I repeat, I stand on that. Charizard is the best fire starter, and next to that, I'll give it to Blaziken. I like him.
All right,
I don't know
okay.
why, dude,
Okay.
but Blaziken is good.
See, for me, Charizard,
Oh,
Blaziken, and then Typhlosion.
Okay. So my top 3. No disrespect to Typhlosion because he's like in my top 5 anyway. But I got Charizard, Blaziken, and Infernape. I don't know why. I just like those 3 more specifically. Just they fit me.
Just
Because
fire
Infernape
starters or
literally
all
just, like,
starters?
I think we're
just-
talking
hey.
about fire starters only.
Oh, just
Yeah, fire starters only. Fire starters only.
My Typhlosion because it was my first Pokemon. It's my baby. My Blaziken because fuck you and your entire team.
There you go,
And then
Sky Uppercut.
Infernape because again, fuck you and your entire team.
See, we
Infernape
got
did
damn near
some
similar.
dumb damage, though.
Yes, he
Like,
does.
Infernape is Infernape was broken just in the wrong gen.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it was like, yo, how the fuck a fire Pokemon got Ice Punch? Everyone looks at you really confused as Infernape punches you and does ice
ice,
damage, and you're like,
like,
what
wait a
the
minute.
hell?
Wasn't
Yeah, no.
like Infernape a fire fighter, like a
Yeah.
firefight type?
He was firefighting, and that's what
Okay,
made him
yeah.
busted, because the one thing that he was weak to, he could counter with fucking Thunder Punch.
Yup.
What?
Yo, you have a water type move? That's cool. I move faster than you. And I'm like, oh god. How did they
Mm-hmm.
not why did they think this was balanced?
I don't know, but you know what? Because of that right there, Infernape was like he just hit my top 3, and then I got Typhlosion in the number 4 spot, and then I don't know about the 5th. I forget. You know what? No, I remember. It was the fire starter in X and Y. Actually, that made my top 5 spot.
Delphox.
Yeah, Delphox.
Fennekin.
Yeah.
Fennekin / Delphox.
Furries unite.
I was excited
Yes.
at the possibility, and then I was really confused as it pulled the stick out and turned into a witch. That's all I can say is I was like, yo, we're about to have a Digimon out this bitch. Let's go. Let's
Dude,
go.
I was
She's
getting
gonna turn
mad
into a
fucking
giant
Metamon
fox.
vibes from that
And
one.
then stick witch. And I was like, what in the hell? You know what? I'm not even mad. It's all right.
I feel bad because I had to start with Fennekin in Gen 6. I'm like, let's try something
Ooh.
different. And then Froakie was like, hey, I'm a Greninja. I have protein. I can
Yeah.
be whatever type I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And that's what I'm
amazing.
talking
This
about.
is
Dude,
amazing.
that was my favorite. That was my favorite water type besides fucking Squirtle. Okay, Squirtle was
Yeah.
the fucking OG, but
It's because he had
Greninja?
cannons on his back.
Yes,
He
Fucking
turned into
Blastoise
a
was-
moving fortress.
yeah, and then his Mega Evolution was even beastier too. Like he had like one huge ass fucking cannon on his back and 2 mini cannons on his fucking arms. That shit made it eat. Like, I don't know, man. Mega Evolution, Blastoise was by far my favorite fucking evolution. Period. Well, water types, of course, but we're talking like in general. Favorite fucking Mega Evolutions would have to be Charizard. that like dead serious because you got the X and Y version, and they both look cool. But if I had to pick between the two, I would probably say the blue fire Charizard was like by far my favorite.
X is pretty good.
Yes.
I don't have a favorite Mega because the one that they're like, we're gonna do one for Flygon, and I'm like, awesome, and they went, never mind, we don't have time, and like, push the game back.
Oh, really?
Just push the game back. That's all you gotta do. Like,
Well, wow.
not Miyamoto, what's his name? Kin Sugimori was like, yes, I have one concepted, but time, and we went, okay.
That's
right.
crazy.
Can't be mad, but all right. Just like you old Japanese people, just delay things. It's fine.
I thought Blaziken got dope because of the fire trails coming off of it whenever it hit Mega Evolution.
Listen, Mega Blaziken is busted.
He is.
What's
I'm
that?
not gonna
I'm a
lie.
sweeper, and I can move faster than anything on this planet. Like, fam, calm down. Stop that.
Turns into Air Force One.
Man, I'm telling you, Mega Blaziken was pretty OD though. I'll admit.
So let's see. We got Mega Man. We got his extra question. We got a question from him.
Yeah.
Now, Cameron, you're up, and I got your question for you.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna let you work through that because I don't want to throw you off rhythm right now. Get the movement going.
I didn't have a question prepared, so
That's fine. Don't worry. I thought of these up whenever I woke up. It's fine.
Oh snap! He was ready.
I can just imagine him shambling to the shower, going yup, and the dog's going huh, like nothing. Sit down, keeps going. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not there, but I know what's happening.
It's exactly how it was. I was like, I gotta get a shower. I have questions, and I will get answers today.
All right. Well,
all right. What's your question, Cecil?
I'm gonna let you. You go ahead and tell your story.
Oh yeah. So my first ever console was a Genesis 3. My mom gave me when I was 3. And she gave me Road Rage 2, and I'm like, what is this? What? Because again, I'm 3. Yo, so mom, she puts it together and was like, all right, play the game. And the game is violent. The game is violent as shit. Mind you, I'm 3, and I'm just like, yup, I'm pushing buttons, and I'm a motorcycle. Wee. And I think I have Sonic 3 laying around here somewhere.
Oh, that was never beat my favorite one too. What?
It's just like I was 3. I'm just sitting here like this,
trying to figure it out basically, huh?
Yeah, I didn't really understand games until my mom was like, "All right, Game Boy, here's Pokemon Gold and Silver," and I'm like, I just need one.
I liked Gold and Silver actually. So you got lucky getting both.
I had no one to play with. I was an only child. I was the only kid in the apartment I lived in, and people at school were like, "Huh, Pokemon's dumb," and I'm just like, "Where am I? Who are you people?"
You're in an alternate universe. That's where you were.
But no, I beat Gold after like 3 years of having it, and like, oh, that's how you beat Icy Path. And my cousin's like, you're a fucking idiot. And like, I'm 8 now, leave me alone. Past that, the next thing I bought myself was, all right, there's a preface to this story.
Oh, okay. I'm waiting on this.
Mystery Dungeon Blue Team? Yes, Blue's for the DS. I love that game. I think the main core Pokemon games should be like that. They're way more RPG-like and fun. But I went to the dentist, and I pulled my DS out of my pocket, and it just broke. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I was like, Mom, how do I get a new one? And she's like, well, you gotta work for it. And I'm like, okay. Who will hire an 11-year-old? And she's like, oh, that's right. Talk to your dad. And like,
oh man,
this is gonna suck. So I called my dad. Dude. I called my dad. He called me back like 4 days later. He's like, so I will challenge you. If you can cut all these yards in a day, I'll give you the money for it. And I was like, ha, you fool. I'm fat, but I move quickly. The sun came up. He came and got me. And I remember getting my $120 at like 11 o'clock and going, this was a mistake. Everything I
11
know is
o'clock
a
at
lie.
night or in the
Yes,
morning?
at night.
Oh Jesus!
Wow.
It was
Oh,
7
Jesus.
yards all around Akron, and I'm just like, this was a
Yo, you
mistake.
got.
You are
Listen,
the
we got similar
most.
stories, but you got shafted.
Yeah, so I'm like,
I
yeah,
got
dude.
paid for mine.
Listen, it's fine. The next day, I walked up to a GameStop, like I'm tugging on the system, like I can't. Why? Someone help! The lady's just like, do you have the money for that? I pull out my wallet. She's like, fuck, you have the money for it. What's a child doing with this much money? How did you get here? Because my mom's in the store down the strip mall, and I'm like, awesome. I'd like a DS, please. And she's like, what color? And I'm like, I don't care. She's like, all right,
You're
here's
like,
this
they
red
come
one.
in colors.
Yeah, the red, the
Yeah,
flame
I'm
red,
saying like she's
cobalt
like, yeah, what
blue,
color do you want?
pink.
And, like in your mind, you're just like, they come in colors.
Well, no, I knew they came in colors because I had the blue one, and by that time, other people had the silver one, the red one. I'm like, awesome, I just want one. I don't care what color. So that's how I
all
got
this.
my own first DS, and I've been buying my stuff minus my Xbox ever since. I'm poor
Yeah.
now.
Dude, you know what? Adulting sucks.
I hate it.
Adulting sucks. I swear. Life would
Although
be so much
my
complicated.
job, we switched from we just did a trial for instead of doing 5 days, we switched to 4, but we do 10 hours a day, and I'm like, yo, fam, just make it like this forever.
Right.
Meanwhile, everyone
Yeah.
else is like, this is terrible. I don't want to do this, but I'm like,
Nah, yo,
But-
factory
but
work,
fam,
10-hour days, like it.
Friday
The whole like
off.
4 days, you get 3 days off. That shit's got like, it's really handy.
no, but okay, I am
Like,
the
yo.
youngest person at my job.
That's
Everyone
cool.
else is like
Be old,
in their
adapt.
50s and 60s. They're just like, nah, we ain't doing these 10-hour days. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. My brother's just like, I have a kid now, so nah. I'm like, oh, all right. I'll just be
Yeah.
sad. I'll be sad in the corner by myself.
Oh, you be all right. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, I'm fine. It's just I was like, hey boss, can I just do 10-hour days? He's like, I'll think about it. I was like, listen, don't lie to me. Just tell me no right there. He's like, all right. No until I talk to the actual boss. And I'm like, oh. I have a chance.
Now your
There's
specific
hope.
question. So I asked Mega Man what was his first console and game paired together that he specifically owned. You've already answered that question,
I have.
but a question I'm gonna ask you instead is, what is a game you've always wanted to play but never did?
CJ knows the answer to this for me.
Ooh.
Because I almost bought it, and then I saw the price and I was like, never mind.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because actually CJ was there with me, and he was like, here it is. And then he walked away. I'm like, what? And then I saw the price, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to leave too. We gonna go to, where do we go, Chipotle afterward? Well, yeah, we went to Chipotle. I was just like, nope, that game's not real no more.
So why don't you tell Mega Man what that game was?
So, there's a game called Dokapon Kingdom.
Really?
Yeah, imagine Mario Party, but an RPG. That's the game. Game is long
Yeah.
as shit. There are
It
people
takes a
still
couple
playing it.
days to
Like-
finish rounds.
The Runaway guys of Chugga Conroy and 2 other people, because they're not important because they're not Chugga Conroy. They're on episode like 134, and they're like, "Yep, we're halfway through the game," and I'm like, "Nope, never mind." But we saw
Oh,
it at
wow.
the exchange for $134, and I'm like, emulators are a thing in this world that we will try. Because no, there's only one game I'm paying over $70 for, and I already have it because CJ. But that's another story for another time. Maybe, who knows? I'm never finishing that game on the actual channel. Fuck that, CJ. I'm gonna just stream it and call it a day.
All right, Mega Man, what's the game that you've always wanted to play?
Okay, so the game that I've always wanted to play. I mean, there's a lot of games that I've always wanted to play that I never really got a chance to play. Dang man, way to put
What's the
me
one
on
that speaks out of you?
Wow. I've seen a lot of games and I've often said I wanted to play it, and I mean, dang man, I can't even think about it right now, man. It's like, dude, I got all this other stuff like that's on my mind right now. But if I had to say like one game that I honestly did not play, like straight up, and you're probably gonna get mad at me for this. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
I'm not
I
mad.
swear.
Just go. I'm not mad. Just go play it. Just go get a Do not play the new one. Do not play the 3DS ones. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Super Mystery Dungeon
Yeah.
is.
So me and Glenn, we have a lot of things in common, but that's the one thing he was like, no, this game's trash. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. I played it and like, I didn't have fun. And then Shawnee played it and was like, can you take this? She just looked at CJ, take this back to GameStop. I was like, wow, no one in our group liked either of the 3DS Mystery Dungeon games. That's actually crazy.
Well, I tell you like
Yeah,
this here.
play Darkness, Sky, or Time. You'll be fine. They're great.
Well, you know what? I'm actually
And they're
super
cheap.
glad that one, emulators are a thing, like you said earlier, and two,
Yeah.
I almost got all of them on my PC. I got a DS, I got a Game Boy Advance, I got the Dolphin, which basically you might as well just say it's a Wii and a GameCube
Yeah.
emulator, and I also got a PS3, even though I got a PS3.
Yeah, so you can just
Now
legally.
you're just missing Simu.
Yeah,
So what?
Simu, which is the Wii U emulator.
Oh,
yeah, basically.
I was gonna say I have Xenoblade Chronicles X and a Wii U somewhere. I'm good. There are no other Wii U games I wish to own / play. Fuck the Wii U.
Yeah, I got
I
Simu
don't
and I just said
completely
fuck it
hate
and
the
ripped
Wii
my
U.
game.
I don't hate the Wii U. The reason why I don't is because of Xenoblade Chronicles X. That is the
Reason
only
why I
game
don't
I
is
like on there.
'cause
They just need to port it to
So many
Switch
Fire
and be
Emblems.
done forever.
Yeah,
The only reason I have my Wii U is so I can play my physical copy of Xenoblade Chronicles. Thank you, CJ, and my copy of Last Story. That's it.
yeah. But I mean, like,
Oh,
yeah,
and my
I'm
physical
with you
copy
though.
of Runbow.
Well, I'm with you on the whole, like, screw the Wii U, because I don't know, man. There really weren't enough good titles to really keep me invested, other than like, well, I remember playing Breath
Nintendo
of the
stuff.
Wild for the first time on there. Like, I played Breath of the Wild on there for the first time. I beat it on the Wii U. Did the same thing with Bayonetta 2. Xenoblade Chronicles X, I didn't finish it. Like, I there was always something to keep me
I'm
preoccupied
on
from like
chapter
doing like
3.
main game stuff. Exactly my point. Like, it just took way
Haven't
too
gotten
long.
the skill yet.
Took way too
Game's
long.
like 5 years old. I'll be there
I
one day,
swear,
though.
man. I swear.
So like,
my introduction to gaming was a fucking lie from my older brother as he left the house.
wait, which one? That's very important.
Mick. I
Oh,
only
fuck Mick.
I technically only had one older brother whenever I was growing
No,
up, and as I
no.
was 3, he moved out because he was 18.
Mick doesn't count. Just Walter.
So
Oh,
he was like, "Hey, I know Final Fantasy's in there in your room. You can have it." I was like, "Oh, talking about Final Fantasy 7." I'm like, "Yo, this is gonna be great." This prick left the demo disc for disc 1 in the case.
oh,
Wow.
asshole,
Yeah.
asshole.
So that was my first introduction to gaming. I know the whole layout of everything up to Scorpion Tank like the back of my hand.
Oh, okay.
But the first thing I ever like actually fully got into gaming with would have been so whenever I was little, started working for the state to mow lawns for $50 a lawn. This is why I said I got paid for it and you didn't.
I
Because
got my
you
DS,
mowed
that's all I care
7
about.
lawns and got $120. I mowed 7 lawns and got $350.
It built character.
Got a PS1 with the screen on it. I still have the original PS1 that my brother said was mine, which I guess I chipped in with as a kid. I don't remember. I was 3. And
I know
I
where
bought
it's
Final
at.
Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, and Legend of Dragoon all at the same time.
Well, damn. Legend of Dragoon, actually, I liked. Like, that was a really good game from start to finish.
Oh yeah. But the first thing I would say that I didn't have to share or anything because my brother was like, "Oh yeah, you still have my PS1," and took the PS1 that I bought, which confused the fuck out of me. Would have been a Game Boy Advance and then Fire Emblem because it was the first one that came out in the States, and it was a GBA. And I remember looking at a Game Informer at GameStop and being like, yo, I want that. And then I had to go to Target because that was the only place that had it.
I hate when that happens.
You want to talk about your experience with that game, or you want to just leave that alone?
What, Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
Oh, Fire Emblem is what introduced me to like any type of tactical RPGs.
Never mind.
Or are you talking about Final Fantasy VIII?
No, never mind, CJ.
Which one?
The thing with you in the hospital with Fire Emblem.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So
I
had
had other
story, or
I don't care.
it's up to you.
So I spent a year and a half in the hospital due to health reasons. Like a lot of infections just weighing on the body. It stunted like growth. I should be like 7-ish foot tall right now, but instead I'm 6'2". But I was running fevers of like 106, had seizures and a bunch of other stuff. So went into the hospital for a year and a half. Skipped 6th and 7th grade for middle school.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I had 2 games to play through that entire time. Chain of Memories and Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, because my first one I left at home and my mother couldn't find it. Turns out it was on a desk. But I had just bought Sacred Stones and played those for a year and a half. So that was a lot of fun of just sitting there on a bed.
Oh, well, damn.
A game that I've always wanted to play but never have, Chrono Trigger. I now own it on
I
PC.
understand that.
I now own it on PC, but from what I heard, the PC port is a very shitty port of it. So I'm
At first, when it
kind
came
of
out,
hoping
when it first came out, yeah, it really was a shitty port.
I'm kind of hoping that I can look around and possibly find a mod that'll help restore a lot of the things that people said were part of the shitty ports of it. But I played Chrono Cross, so I kind of know what I'm getting into
you
with
know what
Chrono
you
Trigger.
gotta do? No, I know what you gotta do. You just gotta have it shipped to your store, and have an inventory problem.
Yeah. I
That's
know
all
what
you
he's
gotta do.
talking about. I know what he's talking about. There's been times
He knows what I'm talking about because he used to work at games. Well, I used to work at GameStop. I don't work there no more. But he currently might still work there. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It's there's been times where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and have this game shipped to the GameStop that I'm living like literally 15 minutes away from. Go there, come to find out, oh, we just sold it. Like, really?
How?
Like, how do you do that when I literally requested it to be at that store? Like, you've got to be the most absent-minded person ever on the planet if you do that
I
crap.
say, when I was working there, we would take some paper, just write the name. If we couldn't write the name, we'd write the phone number and go, "Hey, what's your phone number?"
Right. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, okay,
My favorite thing is when they request a game. Like, yeah, I'll be there like an hour to pick it up, and I'm like, okay,
right.
I'm gonna wait an hour and a half, and if they don't show up, it's gonna be put in the no-show drawer, and in like 2 months, we just gonna take it. Whoever wants it, can
Oh,
just have it.
wow.
Listen, if you don't come pick up your game you requested in 2 months, I'm gonna just take that.
Like, at least 2 months time for them to come and get it. And they don't, and yeah, it's pretty much up for grabs. But I'm not saying, like, like, sell the actual game, like, in the first month. Like, what sense does that make?
Listen, people are weird.
Yeah, I agree.
I was gonna say a lot of the collectibles I have are from people not picking up their pre-orders ever, and I'm like, this is mine now. Like, I have a challenge coin. I have a challenge coin for Black Ops, and I don't play Black Ops. And everyone's like, "Why do you have that?" Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
came and
Like,
got it.
I remember I have a story for GameStop. Like, this is like true story. So I remember when Naruto Ultimate Ninja first came out on the PlayStation 2.
Ooh,
Oh my. Okay, now look. If this is not your typical, I'm gonna go ahead and get it type of scenario. So I didn't have the game pre-ordered like at all. So somebody else did. I go in there before the person even shows up to pick the game up, and I promise you, I get there. The dude's like, "Look, I can't sell this to you because insert reason here." I'm like, "Come on, man! Like, look, I got the money right now. I'm pretty sure I got like tons of other copies." And he's like, "You know what? All right, fine. Just because you're the homie, I'm gonna do this for you." So I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll go ahead. I get the game." Other people come in to get their game. I'm not lying to you when I say this. the dude who was supposed to come and pick up the reserve copy, he gets there and he's like, "Oh, we got to order more." The dude gets mad. I'm like, I kind of feel bad now, but at the same time, I wanted this game, so not necessarily. So that was like my
You're
first.
just quietly looking at him like.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah, like I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like I got my copy. I don't know about you. So I walk out the store, and I'm like, woof. That dude was mad. I'm like, dude, like I'm talking like this dude was like the ultimate Naruto fanboy in Wisconsin. And I'm just like, you know what? I like Naruto. Might not be on the level that he likes Naruto, but I like it. I wanted the game. And he was like literally like throwing a fit. I'm like, I'm walking up the store. I'm going home. I'm playing it. And then the dude comes outside and he's just yelling. I'm like, oof. And he go home now before he tries to blame me for it. But yeah, I go back to GameStop the next day, and my homie's like, you know what, man? I probably shouldn't have sold you that game. I'm like, you know what? You probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, no, he should have got fired for that. You're not supposed to do that.
He should have. But I'm like, you know what, man? Like the thing is, like the next day they actually had copies, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could have waited like till like tomorrow. But I want that game like right then and there. I'm like, I'm sorry, I wanted that game right then and there. And mind you, that was the day I was like an hour late to work too because I was playing that game.
I feel that something similar to that happened at my GameStop, and I'm like, listen, I don't care. I'm new here. Here's a 20% off coupon. Please leave. Just fucking leave. I can't help you. Just leave. Dude looked at me like, you serious? I'm like, yes. Here's the code. You put the code on the internet web thing. It'll print out a little barcode. You bring that back. Well, 20% off. He's like, oh, well, I guess that's all right. I'm like, just fucking leave. We close in 20 minutes. Leave.
Oh my god, dude! Don't you?
I hate those
people at the
people.
last minute that want to come up in there and just like they want to sit there and act like they're like at like Target or something like that, just browsing the store.
I'm like, fam, the store is small. You take 2 steps in, you can see everything.
Right.
You don't need to just like, because one dude, he came in at 9 as we were closing.
Really?
Like he asked me a question. I'm like, well, we closed like 10 minutes ago, so I ain't gonna be professional. Please buy your game. Get the fuck out of my store. He's like, wow, you really just don't care. I'm like, no, I have something to do after work. Fucking leave.
Like, get
my
out.
boss walks out.
Get
She's
out
like,
of here.
she's like, fam, calm down. It's not that serious. I'm like, listen, I have a thing to do. It's very important. I just want to leave. I need to go do the thing. She's like, oh, okay. We closed super early. It's like, what's this thing you gotta go do? I'm like, I'm gonna go hang out with CJ. Bye. And she just looked at me like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to CJ's house. Bye.
Oh
I ain't
man,
even gonna
I
talk about
love
horror
Jess.
stories.
She doesn't work for GameStop anymore, but I love Jess.
No, she's an asshole. It's fine.
Well, I loved.
that's
Jess.
how you feel.
Listen, she quit fired recently, and CJ was working under her. So, yup.
I was doing her job. The person that wasn't at the store, she got really cunty really fast towards the end. So like it went from like, oh yeah, nah, you're chill, and then like she was like, y'all are an embarrassment. Y'all don't do your jobs. I'm like, bitch, look at every single inventory. Look at every count. Your name's on nothing. You've done nothing for the past 3 months. You leave early. You make excuses. I'm done with it.
All right,
Wow.
to put it to you like
Rude.
this, she's supposed
Yeah.
to stay until like 9. She would leave at like 5.
Fact.
Seriously.
And that's back
Yeah.
when I worked for her. And I'm just like, fam, you shouldn't. be
Wow,
doing
that is rude as I don't know what, man. That's just crazy.
that.
Yeah.
People change.
Yeah.
Now she's
Fucking
in
bosses.
some other state.
This is Mississippi, Rhode Island. I
I think it's Rhode Island.
Well, the point being
Probably.
that she's
By the
not
way.
anywhere near you guys, and that's what matters.
I mean, she was cool with me up until like a week and a half or however. When did she fucking leave?
It's been a month.
Wow.
That's right. I've been in your store and fuck, it's been a minute. When you work next?
Tomorrow.
2 or 3. I might have to come with you.
A minute.
Sounds like
3,
fun.
I'm out at 9:30.
Sounds like
Never
fun.
mind. It's fun sometimes. No, It's fun sometimes because his store's dead as fuck. So he gets paid to play Final Fantasy 9. Or have you beaten 9 already?
I'm on the
Oh
last
man,
disc.
He gets
Are
paid to
you
play Final Fantasy 9 at this point.
are you serious? You're getting paid to play Final Fantasy 9? That's crazy.
Listen, I
I do
went.
the
What
inventory
came
and
out?
stuff on like Sundays and Mondays, and then the rest of the week, because the store's just like a dead zone, there's no real like foot traffic or anything.
Ah,
I either just like read manga, watch anime, which I finished up Shield Hero while at work. I'm
yes.
almost done with
I gotta
another
watch
manga
that.
at work. And now, for Final Fantasy IX, I am 48 hours in, and I'm on like the third to last boss. I'm just too
Oh,
lazy to
nice.
finish it.
So when DMC 5 came out, I came to the store to help, quote unquote. Yeah, no, 15 people had pre-ordered. 7 showed up, if that. I don't know. I was playing my DS. I'm just like, I'm gonna sit in the corner and just play my game. My friends showed up and I'm like, the fuck you doing here? He's like, Shay just stepped aside and Andrew's like, I'm here for DMC and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Shay, why are you here though? I didn't want to stay in my room. And I'm like, I feel that. Andrew, why are you here? You've never expressed anything DMC related. He's like, I don't know. V and Dante look cute, and I'm like, Dante does a sexy Michael Jackson dance. He's like, I'm buying this game now, and I'm like, yeah, Andrew, yeah. And then Shay talked to CJ about fighting games, and CJ was like, I don't want to be here. Shay was also like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, you told him to talk to me, and he was like, "So, do you want to be part of the Kent State FGC?" And I was like,
Nope,
"Not really. I don't even live in Kent State." And he was just like, well, what do you play?"
everything.
Everything. Okay. Well, have you been to Locals before? Yeah, in Cincinnati with like Rob TV and them. Lots of fun. So, is there anything else we need to talk about?
Nope,
You don't really want to talk to me, do you? Not really.
nope.
Okay, I'm gonna go. All right, you can tell Cameron you tried. Okay.
At least you tried.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the main thing, you know.
he wanted to get people recruited for a fighting game club because they really like fighting games. I'm like, I'm still learning.
Oh wow,
Sometimes when I have time to learn.
wow. So is it that bad? I mean,
The
Well,
GameStop or the fighting game club?
Ohio's.
I'm just like, man, like I'm hearing like all these stories, right? Like you're not the first ones I've talked to that has worked for like GameStop and stuff. Like I've talked to like countless other people, and they all say I would like to say similar things as you. Like it's that bad, and I'm like,
Dude, I got. Listen, we can. I can keep going on stories.
All right, all right. You get one more story.
I'm enjoying.
So I've been a shift manager for 3 years, aka supervisor. I make $1.50 above minimum wage.
Oh, really? Wow.
Um, they said competitive wages 2 years ago.
Okay.
Which was a lie.
They gave me a nickel raise. They said more hours. For the next month, I've got 10 hours a week. What else? What else? What else? Benefits are roughly 125 a check, which if your checks are small, like closer to 400 or 300, that means that your check is now 225, just so you can have benefits that you don't even like that don't even fully cover everything.
Right.
Um, and then probably my favorite thing is so we had a introduction to the district leader who was like, "Yeah, we like to in promote." Which, if you haven't worked in like a area and they say in promoting, that means that they like to promote into a single store. So like they like to keep promotions and things like that all within one specific staff, and they like to do all the upgrades and yada yada yada. Um, well, let me tell you that I was told to do the training to get a full promotion up to like $16-ish an hour and run a whole store. Well, I've had the training done for 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. And he just hired in two people from out of city, uh, from
Oh,
other
gross.
other
Oh wow.
GameStops,
I thought they were at
to take
least
those two
close.
positions. And one person
has 2 other jobs and doesn't even really care if she gets hours or really what happens. And I was just like, lovely. Moving on to another job. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Just waiting for GameStop to close on some real shit.
It'll happen.
Honestly, dude, like,
They got maybe a year. 2 if they like really struggle and shut down shops.
I mean, they're gonna shut down shops. It's inevitable. I mean, they're not making as much money.
I just want CJ to be working there when they do shut down, cause
Last time they
discounts.
literally just shut down a store and they were like, "All right, everything 80% off." And I was like, everything? Everything.
Oof.
They were
I mean,
"Yep,
like, as soon as those sales goes, I'm
controllers."
going.
Yeah.
Fam, if you are still working there, I'm literally gonna stop what I'm doing and go, all right, someone take me here now. I'll buy you some shit.
All of the controllers you can possibly send me. I need tons of controllers for my PS4. If they got consoles on sale, just send me an Xbox One X if they got it. If they don't, I don't care. Just send me.
No, fam, it's literally everything. Like figurine. GameStop sells sell laptops, I believe, and then they have very tiny PC sections with very expensive stuff. Imagine getting a Vive for like $100.
Really?
I was like, I'm just waiting for GameStop to close, and I just need someone to be working there because it's over. I don't care what my bank account is; it's gonna be over.
I mean, like, look, if everything is gonna be 80%, I mean, like, hey, shit, I'm there. I mean, why not? Like, seriously, at this point, why not?
Yeah. It'll help get like your entire gaming background up as well as get all the controllers you need just in case if you spike one or
See, now I haven't had to
Spills
spike a
popping
controller
yours.
in like God knows how long now. Like it's been, well, hell, it's been over 20 years since I've done it.
I really wanted you to say 20 days and I was going to be like, listen, that's not that long, bro.
You have so little hope in me, I see. Wow, dude, I'm not.
He's like that. He's like that with everyone.
I'm just so used to like we got a friend who will be like, "You know what? It's been so long since I've done X." And I'll be like, "Yo, how long has it been?" He'd be like, "Bro, it's been like 8 days." And I'm like, "Oh, damn it."
Listen, Glenn is. I love Glenn, but sometimes I'm like, Glenn, stop.
That's
That shit
great,
kills
dude.
me.
So, my favorite thing, well, one of my favorite days about working at GameStop was when the show 19 came out,
Oh yeah. No, that was this
and
year.
like,
That was in March.
the show 18 then.
And
I know because I said
we
the poster
had-
looked like PewDiePie, and I got
Oh
flayed.
God, Jesus Christ! I'm not gonna get into that. I don't want to know about that. So the GameStop I had, we had 2 long ass boxes of just MLB. That's it. And then this little rinky dink box full of all the other games that came out the same day. And I'm like, man, I wonder what's coming out. And my boss is like, oh, the sports ball game. And I'm like, I know you don't play sports games, but you should at least. Why am I talking to you? Like, I turned around and was like, oh, MLB's coming out today. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh,
all right.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, he
Okay,
does.
so yeah, it was the show 18.
He looks like PewDiePie with a full beard.
Yeah, he does.
Because I got
That's the
curious,
only
I'm like,
reason why I
how
know.
many pre-orders did we get? We got like 127 pre-orders for MLB, and I'm like, what about these 2 other? 4 each? Oh, not even 4, 2 each. Oh, okay. Man, my area really likes sports games. Like, do I even bother lining people up? And my boss is like, just get people out as fast as you can. I'm like, who's here for the basic version of MLB? Move to the left. I'm like, all right, half the store. I cut open the box. I'm like, all right, just bring up your receipts. I'm gonna get you out as fast as possible because I want to go home. Also, fuck sports. And they're like, hey. And I'm like, I work here. I can literally throw all the games in the back, kick you out, and you won't get your game until tomorrow. You do what I say. My boss is like, all right, calm down. I'm like, hey, fuck you too.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
So yeah, I swiped through so many people. Just all right, leave now. Sports are dumb, especially baseball. Everyone's
That's crazy,
just like,
man.
I'm never coming back here. I'm like, good. Let the store go under. And lo and behold, in the plaza where that store is located, there's no sign for GameStop. Every other store has a sign, minus the Mexican restaurant, because they're painting it on the fucking thing. And I'm like, wow. Everyone has a sign here except GameStop. I'm like, this GameStop isn't going to last.
You gotta love it. You
Who the
gotta
fuck
love
knows
it.
when?
You gotta love it when stuff like that pops up, man.
Because sales also declined after I left, and I'm like, that's weird. Whatever.
How bad?
He didn't want to give me an exact number, but he doesn't know. And all the regulars most of the regulars left when CJ left. And then once I left, all the other regulars were like, well, bye. I'm like, that's weird.
That is.
So, is there anything else that anybody wanted to ask while we're doing this? I've asked my questions.
I mean,
I've asked my questions.
I am actually out of. No, actually, I got one. For both of you. All right. So, have you ever played any games that was not on American soil that, reigned over from Japan? Like, have you played any imports at all?
Yes.
Okay. What were those imported games you played? I want to know.
Fire Emblem Gaiden and Fire Emblem 776 Thracia. Both of them have never reached American soil. I also owned Fire Emblem Burning Blade, which was the one that Roy is from, which still has never made it to America. Gaiden got remade as Echoes Shadows of Valencia, so that's finally in America. But Thracia 776 and Blazing Blade, both of them are not in America yet. And they haven't been, at least for the past 20-ish years. So.
There was one
and
game.
I literally just wanted those because Roy.
There's one game I can honestly think of that I don't think anybody remembers to this day. And this is really for my Dot Hack fans, really, because I like Dot Hack. But the game was called Dot Hack Versus. They literally they made a fighting
PS3 game.
Dot Hack game. That was the one game that never made it over to American soil, and I really wanted it to come over here so bad.
It still hasn't, and it looked so clean. And the fact that it was a PS3 game, and I was like, okay, maybe we'll get a PS4 port. No, we never got a PS4 port, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe we'll get something. And no.
The thing is, and I swear, if they were to officially release that game over to the States. Like, all of the Dot Hack fans that probably never got a chance to play it, but as far as them hearing about it but never really mess with it, they would go nuts. And I know a few people that would. I would play that shit. That would be the one 3D arena fighter that I would gladly sit there and take the time to play with anybody, because that game was fun. I played 2 online matches, and this was a few years back, before I even got my my PS4 and stuff. Well, even before PS4 came out, but still, I played it a few years back, and I swear it was so good. I remember playing online with a Japan player. This dude was working my shit, but we were literally neck and neck. We were just matching each other. I was playing him with Haseo. He played me with fucking Ovan. I'm like, oh, we're going to cannon fights.
Yo.
I'm like, okay, bet. But we were literally going at it. I'm like, yo, I was having so much fun. And then the dude, we ended it on a draw. We were tied up 5-5. Because we were literally going first attempt, but he had to go. But he literally messaged me and was nice fight. I'm like, yeah, nice fight. It was so fucking epic. I'm like, man, we were pulling some anime shit, man. It was so fun.
The infection in that game.
Yes.
Ovan's not just a normal fucking paladin.
Yeah, that Ovan was OP.
Yeah.
That Ovan was OP. I'm telling you right now, fighting him as a boss, because he was literally one of the fight the final bosses in that game that you had to deal with.
Yeah.
He was annoying as hell. I'm talking imagine
he was annoying in Mutation too.
Yes, he is. Oh my god, I can't even describe just how annoying that fight was. But literally, that game was just fun. I really want that game to make its way over to the States, just because I know for a fact that there's a lot of Die Hack fans that would appreciate that game too. Like, it's so fun, dude.
I bought GU on release, and now I'm just hoping that they re-release the original saga so that way I can buy that too.
Yeah, I want them to remaster them for like I wanted them to do it when I heard about the GU games getting remastered and ported over to the PS4 and Steam. Like, I mean, and honestly, like that whole hidden episode, I think it was called like what, Last Recode or something like that. I'm not sure. Yeah, but yeah, that whole little episode, even though Haseo got like even more OP than he was before, it still was a good story because, I mean, it was a nice way to wrap up that whole little saga right there. Because, like, I was wondering still, like, did they ever find a way to get Ovan free from the game itself? And I'm just glad that they did, you know. So I'm like, you know, I can, like, you know, chalk that one up as that story is done and over with. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I mean, like, yeah, like, just Die Hack in general is just such a good franchise to, like, really get involved with. And I'm so glad I played the original games because without them, I probably would have been like, man, screw GU. But yeah, man, like Die Hack was like one of my favorite RPGs to play. I'd say I put it up there with Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Legend of Dragoon. Yeah.
I agree. Dot Hack games, it was one of the Dot Hack's like the original whole you die in the game, you die in real life, but
Yeah. You tell that to you tell that to a Sword Art Online fan and watch they'll be like, no.
Yeah.
I've had that debate with somebody. Here. I mean, look, if we're gonna look, here's the deal, because SAO actually is like, well, if you saw
it's
the
just
newer
new
stuff,
age dot hack.
Yeah, it basically is, but the newer stuff that came out, the Alicization season, it's actually not.
Did you finish it?
I finished it.
Can you tell me why the clown was like, yo, before I die, I'm gonna fuck this lady's leg? And I'm like, what's happening?
That was the one moment in that entire series that I'm like, why would they, you know what, never mind. I literally had to stop myself mid-sentence and say, you know what, I'm moving on. But at the same time, I'm loving the fact that Kirito was not the main hero. He did not get a happy ending, and that it's gonna all fall on his girl's shoulders like in the light novel to save his ass. And it's not a fucking harem anymore. Thank God.
It's still a harem. He has his harem. they're just in the background.
Look, it still is, but at the same time, it's like it's not even about all the other girls. It's really about Kirito, his friend, both his friends, and fucking Asuna, basically like having to sit there and watch him all the while she's like kind of like, you know, under fire because his organization is like trying to steal these secrets away from, you know, the person that Kirito was working with and shit. Like even before all that mess happened. But I'm like, you know what? It's actually interesting enough to like, you know, warrant me to watch it. So I'm like, I'm looking forward to the new episodes that are coming out this fall. Okay, but needless to say, I mean, like, you know, like before Alicization, I'll admit, yes, super harem, super annoying. Well, I'll admit, Gun Gale Online arc was pretty OD. It was fun, but you know, like
fucking right,
episodes,
yo,
are great.
Everybody was like, "Nah, Gun Gale was trash," and I'm like, "Yo, Gun Gale was OD as fuck."
Gun Gale was fucking good. What are they talking about?
Yeah.
Like, we're talking like, you know, like the fairy shit. No, I couldn't get behind it. Like, it was just too annoying. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the fairy shit was annoying. You know, like the only thing I liked about Sword Art Online was the Gun Gale Online arc and the fact that, you know, Kirito's literally like lying comatose in Alicization, and you know he's like he's basically immersed. He's immersed in a game, and he realizes he's in a game, but at the same time he's not letting the NPCs know that he's, you know, immersed in this game, but he's literally in the real world and shit. You know, so I'm like, okay, he's playing along while he's like undergoing treatment. All the while he's like, you know, he's under threat by this organization that's trying to steal the tech that has been like, you know, developed and stuff like that. Austin is there worried about that man's safety, and you know, like I'm like, wow, okay, well, I can't wait to see how this ends anime form. I read the light novels obviously, but I want to see how they're going to do it in the anime form, because well, if you're like me and read both manga and watched anime and you've noticed those subtle to major changes in the anime, then you're like, okay, what the fuck are they doing basically? I mean, I've had it happen on multiple occasions, and I'm like, well, I guess they're gonna do things differently in the anime. It's fine. I mean, they did it with Dragon Ball Super.
I've seen most of the anime. I just after a point with Alicization, I'm just like I don't care, fam.
And
But
that's fair. Like most people probably haven't finished it, and that's fine, dude. Like I don't blame you for like not even finish it. Like honestly, I would recommend you probably like if you do feel like reading them, go read the light novels because they're gonna do like the entire Alicization series better than anime could ever really do it because they're gonna cut out certain things. I was just like I mean
I
like
they cut out the rape scene.
you know what? Yeah, like I really
I
wish they
don't.
would have
I
cut
just,
that out.
oh,
I really wish they would have cut that out because that actually pissed me off. I'm like, you know what? I don't blame old boy for cutting them dudes up because I would have done the same thing, honestly. Like, nah, man. Like, ain't no way in hell I'm about to sit here and watch you mofos do this to these girls. Screw that mess. So I'm glad that he actually like sprung into action, even though it costed him an eye.
True.
But still, like, I mean, like the fact that he was able to do something, I'm like, good. That was good. I like that, man. Like that. Ugh. No, I'm not Goblin Slayer. I'm talking about SAO Alicization.
my only problem with that whole scene is Reki Kawahara admitted, yeah, I wrote that when I was younger, and I'm like, you're heading up this anime. Why didn't you go, hey, let's delay it for a month. Let me change that scene to something different. I want it to have it can have the same impact. It can have the same conclusion. Let's just change it to something different.
Yeah, because that right there, like that whole scene.
He even what makes me mad about him now is he was like, so I realize Sword Art isn't good, so I'm gonna rewrite it. And we're like, what? Progressive. Go read that. And we're like, well, I'm like, well, time out. No. One, this does feel like a cash grab, a little bit, because Progressive is on volume like 4 or 5 now. But no, you stick by your mess. You just make what's coming out next better. And we'll forget how the show started. We'll throw that away. The first 12 episodes of Sword Art, good. The first 12 episodes of Gun Gale, good. All of Sword Art Alternative is good, mostly. The ending gets kind of because I was like, I know what's happening, but how do we get here?
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, okay. I really like Sword Art Alternative opposed to the main 3 storylines. I'm like, can we get more of Karen, please? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Because it baffles me that someone took someone else's IP and went, I can do a better job. And he was like, no, you can't. And everyone's like, yeah, we like Alternative a little bit better than the regular Sword Art. And I'm like, fam, someone took your shit and made it better. How does that make you feel? Because at the moment, Reki Kawahara has no comment on Alternative other than, I didn't make it, so doesn't really matter to me. And I'm like, fam, just say it's okay someone did better than you. Just do that. It's fine. We'll understand. We're fans, kinda. But nah, just stick to your mistake. Make what's coming out next better. That's all you gotta do.
That's exactly that is the mindset a lot of creators, like whether or not you make mistakes, you really got to stick to that right there. Like if you mess up, there is no sweeping it under the rug. Like you need to own that shit and then find some way to, progress, like, without making the same mistakes twice, But that right there, that like the fact that he's like that he even said that, just I'm a little worried, but
it'd be fine.
Yeah.
He's a more grown up now, a more grown up writer now, so it should be fine. Hopefully, I'm just like, I'm good. No, thank you. I'm gonna go watch the Isekai with all the moms. I'm like, yeah. And pray to God we get we get a No Game No Life season 2. Just Madhouse, just make it. Just do it. Fuck the lawsuit, just make it. Right, CJ?
1 year.
It's never gonna happen, but I want it so bad. Because I know what happens after the end of episode 12, and I'm like, I need to see that in motion. Not just word on a page.
Right.
It's awesome. No Game in Life is so good once you get past all the initial stupidity.
Right.
No, I'm angry.
You know what? Let's just change the mood up now. I mean, we can all agree that just there's certain things about that may not sit well with most folks, us included. But yeah, let's let's just like get out of that, right? Real quick, because we don't need all that
Let's get out of
negative
that.
mess right now, man. We don't.
Yeah. Let's get out of that. Let's wrap it up. Let's let this man get back to what he doing. We got
I was gonna say
a
yeah, we've been going
nice
for
hour
we
and something
hit
of
the we
podcast.
hit
I mean,
the, we
this
hit the
was
time limit.
pretty cool. I will admit, I've been saying for like the last couple weeks that I wanted to be a part of a podcast. I wanted to kind of like get my thoughts out there, all that good stuff right there, man. So the fact that Suna reached out to me and was like, I want to get you on board. I'm like, I'm incredibly thankful for one because I wanted to like do something like this. Like, no, seriously. Like the thing is, it's like I wanted to get my thoughts out there. I wanted to try to reach as many ears as I possibly can, and if anything else, I want to inspire those who have yet to play games to maybe take a chance. Just pick something up. It can be whatever genre that you want it to be, but just pick a controller up and find out why people love games so much. Because you would be surprised. You could find something that you might possibly like too. And that's really what my underlying message is just take a chance on games if you have yet to do so. Because there's a lot of games, a lot of stories, a lot of characters that you could very well find yourself liking in the long run. Like me. And I've played multiple games. A lot of them being RPGs and action adventures. But, you never know. Like, I mean, with me, my love is always going to be with RPGs, I mean, granted, of course, I love Mega Man, which I will start streaming again at some point too, because I know somebody's probably like, why is this man not streaming Mega Man? Believe me, I have before. I'm just taking a break from it. I'm focusing on stuff that I'm not saying that I love more than Mega Man, but I love equally to Mega Man. That being
Recently dropped.
yeah, I'm pretty much trapped in a endless cycle of Final Fantasy 14. I just can't really seem to get myself out of right now. But needless to say,
I'll
yeah,
pay
man.
for a month one day.
Hey, one day you let me know.
I'll start
And,
the game one day. No, CJ knows how it is. Everyone loves this game. I'll get to it one day. I just got in. I got real deep into Persona 5. I'm almost at the end, and I'm like, I don't want to beat it because I don't want it to end.
Oh, yeah.
And then with Final Fantasy 15, I'm just like, I'm gonna just cry now, and CJ's like, you beat it. Come cry with me, and I'm like, okay.
Hey, man, look. Sometimes it be like that, like you're playing a really good game, and you're just like, I don't want this to end. And thankfully for me, 14 is one of those games that even when you beat the story, you're not done yet. You still got stuff to do, And then on top of that, there's always updates going into other stories. And thankfully, for the last 6 years, 14 has done just that. It's always left it off on like a cliffhanger note, but then they'll come back and doing like some fan fest stream. Or fan fest in general, for Final Fantasy 14, and they'll announce something huge, and I'm just thankful that, I was like watching the stream when they announced, that they were doing Shadowbringers, and I'm just like, wow. I just looking at that initial trailer alone, leading up to like the eventual release of the expansion last week, even though I got in, 3 days early, not bragging or anything, but still, like just. Like the entire time that I've been playing this expansion, I've noticed, that they added new classes, obviously, the Dancer and the Gunbreaker. They've made a lot of drastic changes to a lot of classes. I used to main Dark Knight before Gunbreaker. They took away a lot of moves. Needless to say, I'll have to go and relearn how to play a Dark Knight again, but it won't be as bad.
Same. Fucking same. I hopped on Dark Knight and I'm like, where the hell half my buttons go? What the hell is going on? Clicks over to Gunbreaker. Oh, I got buttons!
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this for a bit.
Buttons. It has buttons, but I mean, needless to say, man, like 14 has been nothing but good times. I mean, like for me, I've been playing this game on and off for the last 6 years. It was only like 2 years ago that I was at this game consistent. You know, I was playing through Heaven's Ward. Finally got through Heaven's Ward. Got the Stormbreak. You know, not Stormbreakers. Oh my god, I have a problem with saying Stormbringers, Stormblood. Okay, but yeah, I got the Stormblood last year and finished it all up this year because I was taking my time slowly with Stormblood. But needless to say, I got the Stormblood, finished it up in time to get the Shadowbringers, and I'm gunning to be one of those few who can run through the dungeons for Shadowbringers and know how to tank them through and get people through them.
You have
And
pets?
yeah, do I
You
have
can.
pets?
Pets in this game?
Different-
You have pets in this
Yeah.
game?
Different classes have different things.
Yeah,
So one of
yeah.
the classes is Summoner, and it allows you to summon things like Ifrit, Carbuncle, all that stuff.
Bahamut. Yes, the newest one being Bahamut. I've seen somebody running around with Bahamut next to him. I'm like, I'm jealous. And at the same time, it's like, I don't want to play Summoner right now because I'm like, I hate not being up close to the action. Like, if I want to fight from a distance, I'll pick a Bard or something, or, you know, Archer Bard and fight from a distance. I dare not pick a Black Mage because even though Black Mages are powerful, I don't like wearing dresses. I'm sorry. I don't like the dress outfits on 14. Give me something like a trench coat or a fucking.
You can do a trench coat over.
Yeah.
There's
look,
go to the Golden
look at this,
Saucer.
look at
There's
this.
a bunch of like you can have pants and then like trench coats for thaumaturge. That's like I was looking at it and I was like, yo, I want to be Black Mage. And then I was like, you know what? I can have pants and a trench coat instead of like an overcoat. I'll take it.
I will admit right now that the Black Mages are powerful. And I say this because they got a lot of powerful things. They got a lot of powerful things about them. So for anyone who's playing Black Mage, yeah, I respect you. For anyone that is thinking about playing Black Mage, you're going to have fun. They got a lot of powerful moves. And I think they got buffed recently too. So
They did. Their fire rotation does more DPS, and now their ice rotation has a little bit more AoE. Even then, they're still the hardest hitting class in the game. I think one of their spells is like 2,000 something potency.
and that's why it's important to have a Black Mage on your team. Otherwise, you're fucking up. But anyway, yeah. I think I'll probably end this one off for me personally on my end by saying if you have yet to get into Final Fantasy 14, there is a free to play trial up to 35. I recommend whoever has not played the game take advantage of it. Okay, I'm not saying it's gonna end, but seriously take advantage of it and really give yourself a chance to see why people have chosen to involve themselves in Final Fantasy 14. And you might be surprised. I mean, like, you might decide, you know what, let me go ahead and invest my money into this too, like I've been doing for the last 6 years. Okay, but the good thing about the free trial is after you've leveled up to level 35 and you made that choice to, invest, like the monthly subs and stuff like that, your progress that you've made in that free trial transfers over to the actual game. So just throwing it out there.
There's also another thing.
Yeah.
You can level up every single starter class up to 35 in that trial. So if you hit 35 as Paladin, you can switch over to Mage, try out Mage, switch over to White Mage, try out White Mage, switch over to Bard, try Bard. Like, you can run through all the motions to get everything that you can possibly get to 35 to 35. And then you can go up if you really want.
And there you go right there. Like I said, we're not trying to, sell you on this, but more likely give you reasons why you could possibly consider trying the game out. And like I said before, if you like what you're seeing in the game, then you will be more inclined to invest your money into it. I'm not saying that you got to drop $1,000 on the damn game like most people have on Fortnite, or like my good buddy Jordan who invested $4,000 on the Fortnite, which I'm still giving him shit about to this very day. To this day.
Cute.
To this day.
The dude I do security for, he put $16,000 into Fate Go just last year. Just that one game. He plays other gacha games. So I'm just like, oh, it's cute. But at the same time, how the fuck y'all afford it? How do y'all afford that?
You know what? I can't say crap. The last gacha game that I put money into was Dragon Ball Legends. I did it for the Gogeta banner. I literally spent $500 to fucking 7-star him. And I swear to you, I am not doing it again until I get rich. Well, unless I get rich, that is never happening again. Never. But now, you're probably going to ask me, was it worth it? Yes, because it makes PvP a lot easier for me. Granted, I don't rely on Gold Cheetah because I got other characters that are 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 and 5 that can whoop a 7-star's ass any day. But needless to say, it was worth it because I made that bastard my fucking background on my phone. Shout out to Elgato for the green screen. Elgato products, boys and gals, they are so awesome. I even got my Stream Deck from them.
They're nice when they work.
Hey, they work. My shit's been working.
Me and CJ have had problems in the past. They're good when they work. When they don't work, you almost break them.
See, now that be the one time I might throw
card.
something. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna throw shit. Come on now. I'm not throwing anything unless it's completely broken.
Forward, goes backwards, somehow is at negative time sync, and you're like, how the hell did we get here? You're looking at it like, boy, you had one job.
I've been thinking though for the longest time, and I swear this is probably like the last thing I'm gonna say before I'll let you guys do your outro and stuff. But I am possibly thinking about doing a internal capture card for my PC because I am probably gonna get a gaming PC at some point. I'm not sure when, but I'm going to at some point. But I know I got stuff coming up that I need to take care of. But I'll let you all know on Twitter if and when I do get another game, another PC. But in the meantime, I'll be making it work with just my Elgato HD60S capture card that sometimes wants to give me problems. And I do mean sometimes. But needless to say, I love it. But anyway, that's it for me. Well, other than if you want more info on yours truly, you can hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Megaman088. Those are both my social media handles, of course. Twitter, you'll most likely get like stream updates, as far as when I'm going live and I'm not going to go live, if there's any changes coming, etc. Instagram is more so for, I guess you could say like highlights from the stream, shit posts, maybe mostly shit posts, or just some random real talk video that I may or may not, post, but you never know. Unless you go follow me on those social media platforms, because trust me, you might see some shit. You might not see some shit, but needless to say, yeah, you won't know until you follow. So, yeah, there you go.
So, hey, you want to come back and talk about some other shit at some point?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to do it, man. I mean, you just let me know when.
All right, I gotta figure out a topic. Because I'm waiting on CJ to fucking finish Watchpod Evergarden so we can talk about that. Because, man,
Fam, not completing the first episode doesn't mean that I started it. That means that I'm still working on beginning it.
That was like
you keep
a month and a half ago.
Yeah, and guess what? I've got some other shit to do. Like I have a wedding in 5 days.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Ryan is a person in this world.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
We ain't gonna talk about that right now.
Hey, you know what? Look, adulting sucks. Hashtag adulting sucks. That's all I'm gonna say.
He better bring his dog to the wedding. That's all I have to say.
No, there ain't gonna be no dog.
Ryan's stupid for not bringing his dog.
All right, Cameron, do the outro unless you want me to speak to people and sound presentable.
We don't really have an outro for the podcast.
All right, people, we're done talking. You're done listening. You heard us ramble for, at this point, an hour and almost 30 minutes now. I've got a couple questions. Why did you listen to it? Second question, did you like it? Third question, if you did like it, why did you like it? That's really all I have. That's our outro, guys. Don't expect that much from me. We'll figure it out. It'll happen and it'll hit us one day. It'll come to us in a beam of light, like a thought process / revelation.
And I might be there for it too.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe next time he does the outro.
Fam, we gotta get Glenn on an episode. We've had like 17 episodes. Glenn has not been a part of one.
That's a you thing. You set these
up. That's not a me thing. Here. That's not a me. That's a Glenn thing. Cause I'll be like, let's do something. He's like, nope. And I'm like, all right. Then I'll be like, CJ, let's do something. You're like, yeah. And I'm like, man, why do
We
I even bother with
will
him?
we will be doing stuff in the future with Mega Man, and he will possibly appear on more and more stuff, or we will possibly appear on more and more of his stuff. Who knows? We will figure out more collaborations and things like that in the future, though. Who
This ain't the
knows?
last you've heard from yours truly.
Maybe we'll do a 14 dungeon run through and just talk bullshit while we're all running dungeons on the 14. Who knows?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a thing. Podcast while
Fuck, I'm
playing
gonna
Final
try to
Fantasy
buy the game.
14. It's gonna be the shit, people.
Ooh, we could have him on the next fighter flight.
We could. I gotta still think of a topic. Trade.
Well, I'll tell you like this
All
here,
right.
boys. I am looking forward to the next one we do, and yeah, you know, maybe
All
next
right,
time we'll be playing some Final Fantasy.
maybe. All right, let's wrap it up and let's get out of here. Everybody have a nice day. Stay healthy. Drink water.
Drink water.
Drink plenty
It's
of it.
hot.
It's
Don't
summertime.
forget-
You better drink your water.
If you got animals, don't leave them outside for longer than like 3 or 4 minutes. Make sure that they go out, come back in. They're hot as hell too.
Mm-hmm.
And we will speak to you all next time.
Alrighty.
Later.
Bye.